What is up, guys? It is Scrub here, and I tried filming this beforehand, but I really fucked it up. So I tried making the emblem again, and it was really difficult. As you can see, I really fucked it up. So instead of redoing it, first of all, we're just gonna go ahead and pretend like that abomination doesn't exist. So instead of redoing it, I'm just gonna go ahead and walk you guys through all the shapes in this one, and you can kind of redo it how you want. The first thing that I'm going to have to do, though, is I do actually have to delete this background here so that you can see without the background and with the grid all the shapes. So this is going to be a long video, but I'm going to take you through every single shape that's inside of Kareem. Jesus Christ, that's inside of Kareem right now, exactly where the positioning is. And if you really want to get down with it, I'm going to tell you exactly where on the grid all the shapes are located. So, where you're going to want to actually start, I believe, is you might want to make the nose first, which is this diamond right here. And you're going to want to place it at x0, y5. Now, the reasoning, not only for that placement, but why you want to start out with that first is x0 is going to be the axis of symmetry, which if you don't have algebra or if you haven't gone over quadratic functions or whatever yet, basically what that means is to get it absolutely symmetrical on both sides, x equals 0 is going to be the line of symmetry that we flip it over. So if we put a shape on the right side at x2, then on the left side we put it at x negative 2, and it's going to look perfectly symmetrical. If it doesn't look perfectly symmetrical, you did something wrong. Just saying. So after you've placed that, you're going to want to start out with this orange wrong orange half circle. This orange half circle. You're going to want to put that at x negative 0, y negative 8. I don't know why they have negative 0 as a coordinate, because negative 0 is not a real number. Anyways, that's where you're going to want to put it to start out with. And also, ignore this little gray kind of slant thing. I'll explain to you what that's for later if you don't already know. But if you do know, you've probably been in the emblem making game for a while now. So once you have that orange half circle there at x negative 0, y negative 8, you're going to want to copy and paste it and keep it in the same place, I do believe, and then just make it black and turn the opacity down to 10%. Now, the reasoning for that, also, if you want to know like rotation of everything, I just now realized that they had that. That's actually a nice feature. Apparently, the rotation is 89. It should be 90. But I guess 89 will work because my emblem looks pretty good. Now that I look at it, though, it is actually a bit uneven. Doesn't matter, though. I'm not going to be that nitpicky about it. So, and the exact scale that I have is negative 23, negative 23, or negative 21.3. But if y'all don't want to fuck with any of that, just make sure it's at x negative 0, y negative 8. And this is going to kind of help make the nose more 3D looking. It's going to make it pop out more. Once you do that, you're going to want to make an orange, or go ahead and copy the orange half circle that you made and place it down, and then don't do anything with it. Just hit change emblem or change layer where it has that triangle and it says change layer. You want to hit that and make it a half sun star. You're going to want to do that and then do the same thing that you did with the half circle, copy and paste it, make it black, and then 10% opacity, and that's going to give it the kind of tufts of fur that Kareem has. So then once you've done that, you're going to want to make another half circle right beneath that one. This time it's going to be a white half circle. You want to put this also above the orange one, so just make sure that you can get it as even as possible. So once you make the white half circle, do everything that you did with the other half circle to the white half circle. So, make it, copy and paste it, black, 10%. Actually, I fucked up the opacity on this one. I made the half sun star 20% opacity. It should be 10%. So let me go ahead and change that and see if that does anything. If not, then, make the opacity 10%. Okay, it still looks the same, so I'd just say go ahead and make it 10%. And then once you're done with that, I kind of want to show you what it would look like. But just imagine the white half circles and the orange half circle with nothing on it. I think you should be able to imagine that. It should basically just look like a orange and white circle with little spikes coming out of it. It's basically what it should look like. Jesus. And then what you're going to want to do is some more half circle stuff. You're going to want to make a white half circle, or no. Start out with the orange half circle and make it the same shade of orange as the big half circle. This time you're going to want to make it smaller underneath the diamond as well. And it's kind of a little complicated what you got to do here. So once you made this orange half circle a little bit smaller, or not a little bit smaller, I'd say you can see it on the screen right now, this half circle right here. You're going to want to copy and paste it, and this time make it black, 10% opacity, make it a little bit bigger, and put it behind it. And what that's going to kind of help to do is just, it kind of gives it shade to where you can kind of see the 3D popping out. So it makes the nose look more 3D, it makes the face overall look more 3D. And then that's going to be it for that, and then just do the same thing on the other side with the white half circle. And the white half circle, actually, where the fuck is that white half circle? Okay, so I found the white half circle, so just like I said, do the same thing on the other side. And also, I think it might be 20% opacity. The top one is 10% opacity for some reason, I don't know why. So make them both, the background half circles anyways, make them both 20% opacity. That way it shines out still, but it is just a shadow. And once you are done with that, now comes the ears. So the ears are going to be the thing at the very back of all the stuff. And what I did for this is I took the Bravo Hot emblem, or the symbol, Bravo Hot, that's the B flag. And I used that for the ears. Now, obviously what I didn't do is I didn't, use the actual B part. I made it to where that is underneath the face and underneath everything, and then the triangles are the only thing sticking out because they look pretty close to the ears. So if you want to know the exact location of that, or the exact graphing location of that, though, the black B, which you should start out with first, the one on the right is at x13, y negative 13, and the one on the left is at x negative 10, y negative 13. So the y value should be the same, but the x should be different. And then for these, to get the white part, you just want to copy and paste it and make it white, and then make it a little bit smaller to where there's just a black border on it. It should have the same y value. But this time on the right, the white is at x negative 13. On the left, same values, same x and y values, just a little bit smaller. So there's a black border. And now that that is out of the way, and this is going to sound really complicated, I know, and I'm sorry, but it has to be to get it perfect. Next, you want to take the diamond that you have and make the mouth. So what you want to do for that is take a square, like the actual square, not the rounded square. You got to go all the way down in symbols to get the actual square. And then you're going to want to take that square, make it as thin as you possibly can, and then make it kind of long, kind of how you see in the video right here. Put it at x0, y8. And then for the next part, you're going to want to take... Actually, what fucking layer is this? I believe it is Smile. I don't actually know, though, now. But what I would say to use for this is just Smile. And the scaling with this is kind of complicated, because you got to do some free scaling to make it look how you want it to. I would just say to tune it yourself and tweak it and make it look how you want it to. See if you can get to as close as you can. But you're just going to have to fuck around with this yourself to get it to how you want. So once you have those, put it on both sides of the rectangle that you made. And also, if the rectangle is too thick, just make 2 white rectangles and put it underneath everything and put it over the rectangle. And then just put it on both sides. That's what I did. So I know this emblem tutorial is really complicated, but I could not recreate this emblem for the life of me. So hopefully you can. That's why I'm trying to give you like the specific locations and everything of everything, so that you can make it exactly how mine is right here. And then After you have all that done, what you're going to want to do now is finally, now you can put on the background because you're done with the graph. So just go to whatever shape you want. You know, you can do whatever. It doesn't matter. Make it fill up the entire background. And I have it blue. The third shade of blue down. Oh shit. I accidentally fucking drug it across there. I was wondering why everything was disappearing. And then make it, you know, the very first layer. And the reason I had to save that step for last is because it would have covered up the graph and you wouldn't have been able to see anything. And then last you can add some letters in or whatever you want to do. And the reason I have this little square right here is because it makes it look kind of like shiny, like a medallion, I guess you could say. It just gives it a nice touch. You can have that if you want. If you don't, then whatever. If you do, though, you just want to take a regular square and make it cover up, you know, the top left half of the emblem, and then just drag the opacity down to around, you know, 15 to 30, anywhere around there will work. So yeah, that is going to be it for the emblem tutorial. If this confuses anybody, which it probably is very confusing, I'm sorry. Like I said, this was a difficult emblem to make, a difficult emblem to make, and a really difficult one to recreate. I tried it, I really did, but I could not get it to I could not make it again. So yeah, I guess I might try again, you know, to explain how to make this emblem. If not, I'm sorry. It's, like I said, it's really difficult. So if you're confused by anything, just go back. If you fuck up anything, just go back, rewatch the video. And that's going to be it for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next video. This has been Scrub. Peace the fuck out.